Hey everyone, Cheyenne here. I wrote a fictional HOA story because of all the terrible stories I'd been hearing on YouTube, where most of the presidents that were being discriminatory were named Karen, which honestly really makes me mad because of how often their name is getting stereotyped. So this is a fictional story I wrote. Hopefully it makes you true Karens, like the ones that are nothing like the stereotype, because the name means pure. So those of you who are true Karens, who are pure at heart, I hope this helps you feel better about people stereotyping your name. Okay. Oh, come on. It was a beautiful Saturday morning when Karen moved into Mother Stinker Estates. The president of the Homeowners Association, Lynn, went over to her house to welcome her to the neighborhood. She asked if Karen wanted to join the Homeowners Association. Karen declined. She had heard way too many horror stories of Homeowners Association presidents doing stupid things to new residents. I completely understand. At first, I was against them even forming this Homeowners Association. But I was the only person who was against it, so they formed it anyway. They asked me to be president, and I agreed, saying that I would be much more kind to new residents than the Homeowners Association presidents in those stories we've been hearing, Lynn said. They talked for a long time and soon became close friends. There is one board member, Linda, who is very discriminatory against disabled people. She has tried to have me get wheelchair ramps removed and everything. I've tried to kick her out of the Homeowners Association several times, but she won't leave. I've tried calling the police, but they won't do anything either. Stinking pathetic! My husband is a police officer, and he can do that for you. I am so sorry she's been discriminating against disabled people here, Karen said. She felt bad because the Homeowners Association presidents in the stories that she'd been hearing had the same name as her. It's not your fault, said Lynn. Lynn left after that, but a few days later, Lynn called Karen and said, "Can I come over? I need to vent." "Of course you can. I'm baking cookies. You can have some of them while we talk," said Karen. When Lynn showed up, Karen promptly opened the door. The cookies were done by that point, so Karen brought them out on a plate. Lynn grabbed a cookie and took a huge bite. "Thank you. These are the best cookies I've ever had," Lynn said. She started to tell her story. She said that she has a blind daughter who requires a guide dog. But, of course, Linda had to demand that the guide dog be removed. My thing's being a stinker. Just a minute. Okay, she started to tell her story. She says that she has a blind daughter who requires a guide dog. But, of course, Linda had to demand that the guide dog be removed. "Oh, crap," said Karen. The story continued with Lynn saying that the Homeowners Association board tried to vote Linda out, but that Linda still won't leave. "I'll call my husband. He's the chief of police, and he does not tolerate the fact that his officers wouldn't do anything for you about this problem. Let me give him a call," said Karen. So she called her husband, and he himself went to the Homeowners Association headquarters to escort Linda off the property, since none of his officers were willing to do that. Then he went back to the police station, and spoke to the officers who responded to the call the first time. He told them that what they did was unacceptable, and that they are suspended upon further investigation. It turns out those officers had pulled similar stunts before with other homeowners associations. After the police chief discovered that, he decided to terminate the employment of those officers. They weren't happy about it, but there was nothing they could do. Lynn said, "I know you declined my offer to join the Homeowners Association, but we need someone to fill Linda's spot on the board. You would be the perfect fit. would you join us? Sure. I wasn't initially planning on it, but now that you need a replacement for that douchebag, I would be happy to, Karen said. So she joined the Homeowners Association board, and things have gotten much better for new and disabled residents since. So that is the fictional story that I wrote about a homeowners association who finally does good in the neighborhood.